Alright, so if you're just joining, well, I'm just starting, but I'm editing an Isidore site for Professor Jim Dalton in the School of Education in Health and Sports Sciences. This is a course that she's teaching this summer, and I'm just helping her get modules 2 ready, and then module 3 as well, if I can today. But I'm trying to get my stream fully set up here. It doesn't seem like it's going to get set up here, but that's okay. Not sure why. Yeah, I can only go live a certain amount of times in a day. Not sure why this isn't working. Try something new here. Alright, I'm gonna try this at least. Okay. So what I'm doing is I am making Professor Jen Dalton's Module 2 similar to what she has in her Module 1. This page will open up next week, and we want to just get it shipshape and all ready to go before her students open it up later in the week. I've already done kind of like made tasks 1 through 4 pretty well whipped into shape, but we're getting into the trickier parts of the discussion because she's got a kind of complicated discussion forum format, which is great, but I just want to make sure our instructions are pretty clear. So I'm about to start that process. And it's really weird to do this. So one thing that I always recommend doing is having 2 monitors if you can afford it, and you have the space for it because they do take up a lot of space. So I have her Module 1. Well, I don't actually have it open right now, but in my Firefox browser on my right-hand monitor, I have her Module 1 open. And that way I can look at it and refer to it, because I've already like formatted this pretty much exactly the way we want. And then I'm trying to mirror that in Module 2. So I'm going to move this back over to to my right-hand monitor, and then my left-hand monitor, the one I'm sharing, that's where we'll be making the changes. So, like I said, I'm on the discussion task right now. So this is what we worked on last week. We got this all set up. We have some indentations, some bullet points. We have due dates. We have due days, not dates. That's important because when she duplicates this for next summer, we'll be able to just roll this forward without having to change the dates, as long as she's keeping that Sunday to, I think she's doing Sunday to Saturday framework. So we don't even have to change anything. We're just literally keeping the days the same. So that's a good tip to keep in mind if you're ever doing anything like this. We also have 2 different groups, so she's identified the students who are in those groups, and then we have the instructions over here on the right, and they are substantial instructions, and maybe we will keep those for the second week, but I need to actually read through what she's written as their instructions for the next week, because it might be a slightly different approach. She tends to vary her discussion prompt format. So I'm going to again move that back over to my right hand monitor and kind of read through this. So we have, I think we have a facilitator again. So that's similar to last week's. We have initial posts, we have responses. That's Friday, so that makes sense. And then responder, describe the following supplements. Describe the position of on the diagram. Describe scenario. Evaluate each dietary supplement claim for the following. Okay. So I think this is basically the same format as what we did last week. So I just add a column break so that I can add the instructions here that we did last week. And key tip: when you are copying and pasting in Isidore, I'm actually going to change this a little bit so I can watch the live stream a little bit more clearly. Forgive me, this is new to me. Okay, so this is a good tip. If you want to copy all the formatting, like I did a lot of formatting here, I did this nice little yellow box here to make it look nice. This color here, this background in yellow, that is determined by the column settings. It's not actually something that's determined in the code of the text that I've written. But a good tip here is to always copy the source code. So I'm going to click on the pencil icon, and then when that loads, I'm going to click on source, and this pulls up the code, and that's very scary, I know, but good news is you're not doing any editing of the code. It's just a good way to make sure you're bringing over the formatting when you paste it. So I'm going to press Control A on my keyboard to select everything, then Control C on my keyboard to copy it, and then I'm just going to cancel because I actually don't need it. I'll bring that back over to my second monitor, and then over here I want to add those instructions. So I'm going to click on this plus icon to add a text block. I'll do add text, video, or image, and then I'll click source, because we need to paste that code into the source area. If I just paste it here, it's just text. It's not doing any of the actual code, so if I were to save this, it would look ridiculous. And if I go to the source, like I have P styles, we're gonna get like P styles on P styles. It's gonna be ridiculous. So I'm going to then back this out because this is not actually what I wanted to do. So I want to actually go into the source, press the source button, and then do Control V. And now I've got all my formatting and all the words that I wanted to bring over with the bold and the links. This is a link to the PDF of the rubric, which I think we might need to update actually. You'll also notice that it's highlighting every comment posted by other students. I have Grammarly turned on. This is just a free plugin I use on my browser that helps me catch some grammatical or spelling errors. It's pretty useful. I don't pay anything for it. There's a paid version that really guides your writing. I don't always check all their suggestions, but it's nice to just catch grammatical errors like this. So other students, there's no minimum, or I'm gonna leave that one sentence. Everyone should respond to posts in the other discussion forum. In the other discussion forum thread that is not, yeah, so that's fine. See, it's not perfect. At least I think. I'm not a grammarian, but we're gonna keep that as is. Okay, so I've got my block here, but I do want to make it yellow. So I'm going to click on the gear icon right here. This opens up the column settings, and I know you're probably thinking like, what column? So this block, and I'm gesturing towards my screen here as if that's useful. This block, I have a little bit of sore throat today, is the column. So this is a column over here. This is not a good instruction. This is a column over here. This is a column over here. This whole thing that's encapsulated by this green area is a section. But this is a column and this is a column. I'm going to click on this gear to open up the column settings. So my changes here will only affect this area. So I'm going to change this to be legacy yellow. I know you're like, why legacy? Long story of the colors. We're not going to go into all that. And I'm going to press save. And now I've got my little side panel here that is yellow. Now, I'm pretty sure these instructions are all great. We paired and we'll collaboratively work to reply to... Okay, I actually need to edit this because that is not necessarily true. After having discussed it. So we were also making some changes, like when she has a bigger class, the facilitators are usually more than one person and they'll work collaboratively, but for this class she doesn't have that many students, so she doesn't have a group to work collaboratively on that together. I really need to like get myself situated here. Okay, so I want to do students will be paired, will be grouped, really is what it is. Students will be grouped. To respond to the initial question and the question posed by the instructor. Students will be grouped to respond to the initial question and the question posed by the instructor. See specific instructions for each role below. We'll leave it as that. And now I want to make sure I go and put that change into module 1. Even though it's open, I don't really think anyone's done much work. We're only on Tuesday of this week. Their class meetings tomorrow. And I'm guessing she's going to clarify a lot of this in class. Okay, 20% of your course grade is based on participation in these forums. That seems right. So I just changed it in Module 1. And that also reminds me is I think she updated her rubric, so she is using a rubric for the first time. Or maybe not the first time, but she's using a rubric with a discussion forum, which will vastly enhance her ability to grade quickly in forums. And I think I had suggested that she needs to review one section here. And I guess we didn't. So I'm not sure. Responders provide a response to the facilitator post to the facilitators to add content. And I'm just going to do this and extend the discussion. Extend the discussion. We're going to call that good enough. And I do want to download a new PDF of this because I want to make sure we get that linked in Module 1 and Module 2. So you're seeing... I'm surprised that saved because I already had one in there, but that's okay. So now we're going to go to Module 1 and make sure we update that rubric because I had kind of done a draft. I'm going to zoom out. This is so big. And yes, that's an annoying button to me too, but we're not going to tell anybody. Okay, so I am now going to expand my discussion here. I had linked it here and here. I think that's the only places I linked the rubric so far, so it should be easy enough to update that. Can hold the ball, no way and shine. Can go and go, boom, set and rock. Okay. Pro tip is to expand the text box. Pro tip. That's going to be a good one for you if you ever do this formatting on this level, which probably most of you don't do, but in case you ever do, I am curious to know who uploads this way versus students. Responder. These formats, facilitators and responders. Responders, initial post. Initial posts are 500 to 850 words. Format of post includes initial prompt. Awareness when you're covering a single group post. Did I just update this? I don't even know if I update this. Proactively and constructively. Okay, we're gonna break that. We're gonna upload again. So one thing I do, just bad practice, but honestly it saves me so much time and I have yet to, you know, get burned by it. I just keep uploading the same file and over again rather than browsing the server. That's mostly because I'm actually logged in as Jen Dalton right now, but when I would be logged in as myself to press the browse server button, because I have access to so many Isidore sites, it actually goes pretty fast these days. Because our file server's improved over years, I think. But it used to take forever, and so I would just upload and upload and upload, but I still think it's faster than browsing the server, plus you gotta remember where you had it left. So, we're good. I'm gonna press save. I think module 1 is now good. I'm curious to see, I wanna know who has checked things off since we're here. It is Tuesday. Look at that! Okay, I shouldn't show that. I shouldn't show that. Yes. Okay. Back to module 2. We're going to change that discussion rubric PDF. We're going to break it here. I honestly probably should just like look for this in the browser. We're gonna browse over. I'm taking it back. Memories follow. I can feel over here. Take up every corner of my mind. Your mom says woman day. Discussion board rubric. June 24, 225. Alright. We'll grab it. And I'll be good and take this link off too. Okay, should be good. Facilitator and responders. Should do that really. Initial posts are. I'm gonna leave that one. There are a few examples of facilitators. We'll leave it. I don't think these students are valuing for grammar that much, so we're gonna leave that. Okay, we're gonna link to a subpage. Now, we're not gonna do this every time. We're just going to do it these 2 times because students are getting accustomed to the class still. So, discussion, sample assignment, sample DB page. You select time. Okay, I think that is good, but now we need to do the hard part, which is formatting this block, because there's a lot of moving parts happening. So I have my instructions expanded over here. This is what we started with, and I got distracted. Oh, I need to link the rubric. Okay, so we're going to go to the forums tool and link the rubric. For we're gonna go to the gradebook first. That's where we link the rubric.
Was it honestly the best? 'Cause I was honestly
it's good to switch up your music every now and then. Yeah. A little Japanese music here. Okay, so module 1 discussion board. We're gonna make this a rubric item. So we're going to use this rubric, adjust individual scores, save the changes, and then we're going to go to the forms tool and just confirm that we have that linked properly. It's showing as having a rubric. We just want to make sure 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20. Good. So the points are all set up correctly. And I'm just going to double check to make sure I have discussion board rubric, module 1 discussion board. Check my settings here too. Okay, we're good. Okay. Now we're going back to where we left off. Why am I stuck? I got my... Alright, well that's interesting. Never had that happen before. Okay, so initial post by facilitators. I'm going to... Response post by responders do. Follow-up post. So that was, we could keep that, but we have not been doing, we did one heading. It's not a big deal. But I'm going to delete that because you know what's going to happen if I back out here is we're going to get all this in heading 2, which I don't want. So I'm going to Control Z to undo, source, delete that. Just little tricks you learn over time that are not great. I'm going to guess keep this as 5 hours, which seems like intimidating to me, but I'm not the instructor, so I'm going to keep that as 5 hours. Ah! So right now I'm just highlighting the text and pressing Control B to unbold it. And if I'd been smarter, I would have copied the source so I wouldn't have had to do that, but that's okay. Response. Initial post by facility to response post. I am going to bullet this, view the instructions, review the instructions to the right for guidance. Form expectations. Really, I'm going to do discussion board. Same instructions as the previous week. Identify your group assignment table below. Complete the module readings prior to posting in this discussion board. Kind of am tempted to like do a little note here that's like discussion board and forum is used interchangeably, but theoretically the students have figured this out. Click on the link. Oh, that we put down the bottom. So prompts, that's good. Okay. Now we're going to do some indenting. And ooh, I didn't want to do all that. I wanted to just do this. Indent. It's just the images. Take that down. Group A. I want to identify the role. I might do facilitator Liz. I might actually like take this all up here. Highlighting this to do undo and underline. Bold it. Actually, Haley. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to be this purple color that we kind of established as the group color. I think this is right. Include table. And I actually want to do the same thing here. This is module 1. It's just occurring to me that like this is better looking thing, so I'm going to unbold that. I'm going to unbold this. I'm going to Control X this to... Good, that looks like actually way nicer. Okay, now here's a really good trick. Because I'm working in Isidore in 2 different pages and 2 different text editors, I am in 2 different browsers. I'm using 2 different accounts technically, but because of that, I'm always a little bit afraid that I'm going to lose my work, so it becomes like second nature to me. Even though it rarely ever happens that I lose anything, it becomes second nature to me to just go to source and press Control A, Control C, just so I have it before I press save, just in case I've lost it. That's just something you learn to do. So I want to expand that and see what that looks like now, if I like it any better. I do like this much better. Much better. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to unbold this and unbold this. That looks so much better. I'm so happy with that. It's just formatting. Like, it doesn't really matter, but like, I just have, like, whenever I approach a course, I walk through it as like ignorant, I guess. Not ignorant, but just like, I pretend like I don't know the language. I pretend like I don't know Isidore. I pretend like I don't know computers. And I think about what questions would I have. To a certain extent. Like, I don't go too far into the extreme because I can't like completely rewrite courses or anything. Not that this one needs that much of a touch, but like that's the kind of approach I take, because I try to think of all the questions someone's going to ask before they ask the instructor. This is kind of like the design philosophy I take into Isidore world. Okay, we're going to indent this, and I don't quite know why these are italicized, but it's kind of bothering me. And the bullet point like didn't work quite right when I indented, so I'm just gonna remove them and re-add them. And re-add these. And then we're gonna do facilitator. Tator. I'm hungry for taters. Okay, so you might be seeing here a weird spacing in between facilitator and responders. And that happens when you do a hard enter, which I don't know what a soft enter is. I'm sure it has something to do with old keyboard or typewriters. But I call it hard enter. I'm gonna spill coffee myself, that's great. But I want a soft return in between these. Okay, I'm gonna keep it there. So to get a soft return, I hold down shift and press enter, and now I have the right gap that I want. I'm gonna unbold that, and then I'm gonna make this all, it's kind of this like reddish pink color that I chose. It might not be the exact same. I think that's it. It's kind of like a raspberry. That's not quite right. It was brighter than that. Yeah, that's it. Now to me there's something weird happening with this, but I'm gonna go ahead and just unitalicize. That looks a little better. Describe the following supplements. Evaluate each dietary supplement claim for the following. Back your position with evidence from reading sources. Not either magic threats, legacy cannons portion, non-herbal supplements. Okay, I'm gonna add a few spaces here. Then the last thing is to give them instructions on how to actually open the discussion forum. So I just press enter, and then I'm gonna back paragraph, step back a paragraph, and I'm copying this instruction from last module. And I want to make sure that there's no space here because I want the link to the forum, which I'm going to add next, to be as close up to the text as possible. So I'm going to back that out, and just like I did a few minutes ago, I'm a little worried I'm going to lose this, so I'm going to click on source and press Control A, Control C, and then press save. Okay, looks pretty good. And what I really like this time is that like my two columns are about the same length. There's a little bit of extra white space over here. Well, there's white space over here too, which is a little weird. I'm not sure why there's so much white space, but regardless, it's pretty even, which I appreciate. And then module 2 forum discussion. I want to name this, I want to see how we name forums here, because we do have another forum prompt coming up. I think we have a Pico here, and I do want to, I want to think about how I want to title this, because it is a forum discussion. Regardless, I gotta change the dates here. Dietary discussion topic group. Identify who keep assignment in the table below. Click on the link below. Turn off sex as your form topic. Outline the following databases. know if this is like the full group here. So that's something I want to ask her, but I'm just gonna take a screenshot of it. I'm just gonna like delete it because I don't think this is really needed. I could be wrong, but always screenshot. And one thing about Snagit is that it kind of just saves everything perpetually. I think there's a trash that it eventually deletes, but it pretty much just saves things. So, you know, a couple weeks from now, if I need to go back and re-add that and just go to the library here. It's also, I copied this site from another site, so I'm sure it's there. I can always pull up like my library of screenshots and I'll be able to find it there. That's funny. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the editor. But I am just gonna delete this because that's confusing to me. And she and I can figure out that next week. Delete topic. And now we're going to change introduction, dietary supplementation. Okay. I think this is going to be in... We're just going to change the title. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do the dates in the title. Form settings here. Module 2, dietary supplementation form discussion. And we're going to change this to be next. So, you can press now to get to this year. So, this is going to open up Sunday, the 3rd at midnight. And Sunday the 3rd. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it up until the 10th, even though it's slightly after the... And I'm gonna check the box to allow users to view discussions after the close date. The form will be locked, so they won't be able to respond to anything, but they'll be able to go back and review things. And grading. So module 2, discussion board dietary supplements. So that's perfect, that's exactly the one we want. Since we already have a discussion rubric associated with it, which is weird. Dietary supplements is what we're gonna call it. Form discussion. And we're gonna press save. And we're going to delete. Ooh, you know what? We're actually going to make it match. I don't think that I had put the prompt here. Yeah, I did. But regardless, we're not going to keep the full instructions here because that's an easy thing to overlook. I suppose we did. So we're module 2 for more detailed instructions. And this is group A, so I will copy this in. Okay, save. And then topic settings. And we're going to delete all this. To module shoot for more detailed instructions, I think. I might need to go back. Oh shoot, I copied in the wrong thing too, so we need to go back. In my other browser, I'm going back to module 2, so I did screw this up. Module 2. That's the prompt for module 1. It's kind of hard to do this when you're not like fully focusing on it. Okay. That's good. save. And then we're going to grab this. I always write the same thing. I don't know why I think I write anything different than I've ever written before, but okay, then we're going to grab this and paste that in. Moderator topic. Discussion for 2. Save. Okay. We're gonna go to gradebook and attach that rubric to discussion board 2. Dietary supplements. Edit item details. Use the following rubric. Just scores. Save changes. So it's all set. Okay. I think we're doing pretty good here. I'm happy with this. I'm going to leave it as is for now and ask her to review. So we're done with task 5, we're done with task 6. So I'm going to close these now. I keep them open while I'm editing so that I don't have to constantly expand it. It's an extra click, but the extra click takes time. So I'm going to collapse this. And now I am going to see where I'm at with my checklist. I am done with, yep, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Yep, that one. So submit EL certificate to assignments by 11:55 p.m. So that's what I don't know. Dietary supplementation certification. IFN dietary supplement certification. Discussion board EL tutorial certificate. Okay. Really bad drinking. Okay. Okay. So this is something different, this whole section. I feel like this is backwards though. Like I feel like you're supposed to do, well, you're supposed to do certificate. Okay. So we're gonna do certificate first. So what is this? That was I'm gonna delete this because that's not, this whole thing is not right anymore. So one thing you might have noticed is that I have it all laid out sequentially. The checklist should be sequential as to what tasks they're supposed to do. They do have this instruction that they're supposed to read through everything before they actually begin any work, but I need them to also have the tasks ordered properly so that the thing that's due on Sunday is not at the top, or the thing that's due on Tuesday is not at the bottom, because they're definitely going to forget about it then. So we're going to do this as, God, this cup keeps leaking all over me. I don't think I'm bad drinking, I think this cup's bad. Okay, so EAL tutorial, I think, is what I'm doing here. So this is going to be task 7, this is going to be task 8. We're going to call this task 8. Discussion. EAL discussion. We're just going to leave that as is for now, just to help me differentiate. That's why I'm doing that. Okay, so this is going to be task 7 EAL. We're going to call it evidence analysis. Library. Evidence analysis. Library. Also, here's another thing, is I have been using verbs. So complete evidence analysis library tutorial. That's what we're gonna call that. Take off this border and we will make sure it's green. I'm gonna keep the start close. I don't think there's too much formatting here, although I might add it. Might do some formatting. I do want to change this to be participate in dietary supplement discussion board. I like to start with verbs if I can. I feel like it feels more direction-y. Like students feel like more like they can accomplish the goal. Yeah. I don't know. I just do that. I don't really have a good reason why. I'm sure there's some pedagogical reason why. Okay, so this is due on Saturday. I want to look at the tutorials here. Evidence library manual. Okay. Okay, we're gonna like change this a lot. Someone watched it. Just me talking to myself. Developing. This is gonna be Saturday at 11:55 p.m. Unbold that. I don't know what EAL stands for. EAL. So, specs. Evidence analysis. Evidence analysis. I don't want key elements. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. So I just navigated over. No, I didn't. Okay. So I do have Isidore open in 2 different tabs. That's a no-no. In the same browser, no. So when I do say this, I will be for sure going to the source to save, because that's a bad thing to do. So Saturday at 11:55 p.m. I don't quite know. Let's see how many points it is. EAL tutorial certificate. We'll find out what it's called. Just leave that as is. But we're gonna do the same date. So that's now to get to this time frame. I'm gonna hit opening on July 3rd at midnight. Pro tip here is press Control C and Control V to get to this week, and we're gonna close it Sunday, I think. No, we're gonna close it Saturday, but I'm gonna keep it open until Sunday. So hit done, and then Control C, Control V, change that to the 10th. Add calendar due date. It's 10 points. We're gonna send the grades to the grade book. That's gonna go to this. And we're gonna post. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to course modules. Oh my gosh, I have this open way too many tabs. Don't do the things I'm doing, but if you do, just make sure you are saving your text here before you leave the page. 10 a portion of your EL grade, which is, let's flip this here, grading policy. EAL is 35% of the overall course grade. Of EL, which is 35% of the overall course grade. We're going to do 1 hour because the discussion board is the other hour. So I'm not sure. Evidence analysis review. We're going to do directions. Visit the evidence analysis library tutorial. Evidence. EAL library. Yes. Okay. Of the evidence analysis EL grade. This is the evidence library tutorial site. Okay, we're going to paste that here. These modules are designed to provide foundational knowledge and tools to the clinician to apply the EAL Analysis Center Orientation EAC RDN Orientation to the interns. Evidence Analysis Center. I just still don't know, but we're gonna just go with it.
Yeah.
A portion of the evidence grade. Did we call it C something? Okay. I have no idea. I'm gonna keep that. This is a visit. Control X so that move it down here. I really want to just evidence analysis really developing the Pico question. I'm gonna back that out because we've not done full caps lock just about anywhere. Keep us heading 2. I'm gonna actually, you know, I might do heading 3. Kind of like that better. I mean, I can change size, but we're just gonna keep it as is. I'm gonna leave it like that. Determine the grade strength and final recommendation. And the Oxford comma kind of rule. Tools. Efforts that provide the foundational knowledge and tools for clinician to apply the AL process. First, visit the tutorial site to how to construct new groups with in the task below. EAL groups will post a Pico question to the plus. Okay, I don't know that we need that many instructions. First, okay. Visit and watch the tutorials to learn about and fall for the EAL exam. Pay careful attention to how to construct a Pico question. Details below this one. EAL groups will post a Pico question to the discussion board for review and grade. Each of the module tutorials are also linked below. So then I'm going to grab this, open like a new tab. That's too much work. Oh man, this is too much work. I'm not going to do this. Okay, we're not going to do that. Okay, because I've had it open a million times, I'm going to press Control A and Control C to preserve what I've done. this resource. This manual is a reference. Okay, we're gonna delete this item. And then we're gonna close all this out so I don't screw myself up. And open this link in a new tab. And I'm gonna copy that out. I'm gonna delete this now. And I'm gonna leave here. And to bring that down. Control Shift V. This is called Evidence Analysis Manual. PDF is a useful resources you should use throughout the semester. So refer to the manual. Refer to the manual as you are completing the tutorials. It's good enough. And we're gonna link to it. Oh, that picture's horrible. Okay. There's still Yale here. What does this mean? Someone's gotta define it. It's created by the ADN. Steps or project actions. 5 steps in analysis process. Steps of the analysis process. Analytic framework to ask questions. I'm never gonna find out what EAL means. Maybe here? Nope. It's kind of funny. EAL. I think I'm just have to give up on that. Okay, so now I'm gonna press source and Control A, Control A, C. And then press save. I think all do I need to move this up? There is a click the link below to access the tool orientation tutorial. I'm not sure which one they're supposed to take, but they need to submit a certificate, so kind of like try it. I'm sure I'm going to be doing really well at it. When you have completed the tutorials, take the Julian Morgan, J. Morgan. Try this. Okay. I'm not. I don't know. These are only 10 questions. Which of the following describes why scoping reviews are? Scoping reviews. To a certain extent, the nature of research available on the field. It's a good and now I want to see pico questions. Using the assignment tool. Evidence-based practice, pico question. Okay. The point of doing this is I want a certificate so I can like screenshot that and put it in. To create and publish new research. Evidence analysis. Which of the following describes the correct sequence? Go. Evidence discussion framework. There's that manual. I took the manual. Scoping. Ask questions. Gather. Formulate the evidence analysis question. Gather evidence. Appraise articles. Evidence decision framework. What is that? Which of the following describes the highest quality of evidence? Highest quality of evidence is this list. That's a lot most cohort study. Okay, which of the following defines systematic review process? What did I just do here? Scoping review. Scoping.
사람들은 다 하고 싶은 대로 해 진심 비운 껍데기뿐인 거 왜 눈질 끈 감어 기다리다가 딱 봐도 보이지 않는 미래 후회할 때는 이미 늦었단 걸 알아 너 변하기만 하면 다쳐 이상하게 덥지 이성의 법칙 마치 말라가는 네 양심과 똑같이 오늘 더는 속여달고 있어 먹구름마다 그를 따라가 All day all night 깊숙이 자리 잡은 그대 Break your head
Define scope, collaborate. Define scope and collaborate. Recommendation. Section. Evidence breach. Section. Okay, bye. Okay, don't know. I was doing really good up till now. Condense summary of evidence supporting each recommendation. Create summary. Rating? Recommendation narrative? Okay, so let me limit the application of the restraint. Broadly applied to target population chemistry in general. To target population without restraint.
네가 참 궁금해 그건 너도 마찬가지 이거면 충분해 좋고 좋는 이런 놀이 참을 수 없는
CX is a guideline major recommendations in the AL.
너와 나 두고 보면 알겠지 눈동자래로
To guideline major recommendations in EL. Position statement is appropriated.
It's so bad, it's good 난 가만히 좀 봐야겠어 narcissistic
And quality of evidence is greater, want you?
서로를 비춘 밤 아름다운 까만 눈빛도 빠져 깊이 숨 참고 last time
Oops. Oh,
어서 와서 love dive
it got harder.
oh perfect sacrifice yeah
Lame. Ooh, I can take it again now?
마음은 이렇게 알다가도 모르지 사랑이라는 건 한순간에 필 테니 직접 들어와
Okay, I'm not gonna do that
눈으로
though.
확인해 내 맘까지
Take the. I think they're going to take the student tutorial.
망설일 시간은 삼초면 되는 거
I don't know if they do take the.
Yeah, it's so bad, it's good 원하면 감이 뛰어
Orientation tutorial quiz.
like I love it 서로를
Take the. Orientation
까만 눈빛도
quiz.
빠져 깊이
I am so tempted to do this though.
숨 참고
Alright, I'm going to end this live stream here momentarily.
어서 와서
Okay, we're done. Thanks for joining.